Resource optimization is a critical aspect of project management and decision making, aiming to maximize the efficient utilization of resources while minimizing waste and inefficiencies. In this lecture, we will explore the importance of resource optimization, key techniques used, and the benefits it offers. Resource optimization plays a pivotal role in achieving project success and organizational efficiency. Proper allocation and utilization of resources contribute to timely project completion, cost savings, and improved productivity. By optimizing resources, organizations can ensure that the right resources are available at the right time, reducing bottlenecks, avoiding overutilization or underutilization, and enhancing overall project performance. Several techniques can be employed to optimize resources effectively. Let's explore some of the commonly used techniques. Resource leveling. Resource leveling is a technique used to balance the demand for resources with their availability, eliminating resource overloads or peaks and enhancing productivity. Let's consider an example to understand how resource leveling works. For example, suppose we have a construction project with a tight deadline and limited resources. The project involves several tasks such as excavation, foundation work, framing, plumbing, electrical work, and finishing. Each task requires different resources like labor, equipment, and materials. Initially, the project schedule assigns the available resources to each task without considering resource constraints. As a result, some tasks have resource peaks, causing potential bottlenecks and delays. For instance, the framing and electrical work requires significant number of workers simultaneously, leading to resource overloads. To optimize resource allocation and level out resource demand, resource leveling techniques can be applied. In this case, we can adjust the start and end dates of certain non-critical activities that have flexibility within their float or slack time. For example, the finishing work might have some flexibility in its schedule without affecting the project's critical path. By redistributing the tasks within their float time, we can smoothen the resource demand and avoid resource overloads. The start date of the finishing work can be slightly delayed, allowing resources to be allocated to other critical activities during their peak demand. This leveling process ensures a more balanced and efficient utilization of resources throughout the project duration. Then we have the resource smoothing. Resource smoothing, on the other hand, focuses on adjusting the start and end date of non critical activities to even out resource demand without changing the project duration. Let's consider an example to understand this technique. For example, imagine a software development project where different teams are working on various modules simultaneously. Each team requires specific resources like developers, testers, and equipment. Initially, the project schedule assigns resources based on availability, resulting in resource peaks and valleys. For instance, one team may have a heavy workload at the beginning of the project, while another team experiences a lighter workload during the same period. To optimize resource allocation and achieve a more balanced utilization, resource smoothing techniques can be applied. The start and end dates of non-critical activities can be adjusted within their float time, allowing for a smoother resource demand pattern. For example, if one team has a heavy workload at the beginning, we can slightly delay the start date of one of their non-critical activities without impacting the project's critical path. This adjustment allows resources to be spread out more evenly, preventing resource overloads and ensuring a consistent workflow throughout the project. By implementing resource leveling and resource smoothing techniques, project managers can achieve better resource utilization, reduce bottlenecks, and avoid resource shortages or overloads. These techniques help optimize resource allocation and improve productivity, ultimately contributing to the successful completion of projects within allocated timeframes. Then we have the agile project management methodologies, such as Scrum or Kanban, that emphasize iterative and incremental development. These methodologies allow for flexible resource allocation and reallocation as project priorities change. By promoting collaboration and adaptability, agile approaches optimize resource utilization and improve responsiveness to changing project requirements. Mathematical optimization. Mathematical optimization techniques such as linear programming or integer programming are employed to solve complex resource allocation problems. These techniques use mathematical models and algorithms to optimize resource allocation based on defined constraints and objectives. By considering multiple variables, constraints, and objectives simultaneously, mathematical optimization helps in finding the most optimal resource allocation solution. Then we have the critical path method. The critical path method, or CPM, is a technique used to identify the critical path, which is the sequence of activities that determine the minimum duration required to complete a project. By focusing on the critical path, project managers can optimize resource allocation to ensure that resources are allocated efficiently to critical activities, avoiding unnecessary delays. Efficient resource optimization offers several benefits to organizations and project teams. Cost savings. Optimizing resources leads to cost savings by reducing wasteful resource allocation or overstaffing. By identifying resource gaps and avoiding resource shortages, organizations can minimize overtime costs and unnecessary expenditures. Improve productivity. Efficient resource allocation ensures that the right resources are available at the right time, avoiding delays and enhancing productivity. By aligning resources with project requirements, teams can work efficiently, meet deadlines, and achieve higher levels of productivity. Enhance project performance. Optimizing resources contributes to improved project performance. By identifying and focusing on critical activities, project teams can allocate resources effectively, reducing project duration and achieving project goals within allocated budgets. Better risk management. Effective resource optimization allows for better risk management. By identifying potential resources, bottlenecks, or constraints, project managers can proactively mitigate risks, make contingency plans, and ensure project success. And finally, increase stakeholder satisfaction. Optimizing resources helps meet stakeholders' expectations and project deliverables. By completing projects on time and within budget, organizations can enhance stakeholder satisfaction and build stronger relationships. See you in the next lecture.